We wants it. We needs it. Must have subscribers. They stole them from us. Sneaky little YouTubers. Wicked, tricksy first. No. Not YouTube. Yes, precious. First. It will cheat you. It will hurt you. Lie. YouTube is my friend. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you. Not listening. Not listening. You're a liar and a thief. No. Demonetization. Go away. Go away. We hate you. We hate you. Where would you be without me? Gollum, it was me. We survived because of me. Not anymore. What did you say? We have over 100 subscribers. We don't need you anymore. Go away and never come back. No, leave now and never come back. Leave now and never come back. We told him to go away. And away he goes, subscribers! Gong, gong, gong! Caleb is free!
Welcome everyone to Caleb Watches Movies, where it's just proof that I, Caleb, have way too much time on my hands, and I'm a super gigantic dork. Cue the intro music! The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, released in 2002, and is directed by Peter Jackson, who is behind the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, The Frighteners, and also that King Kong remake. The film stars Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Sir Ian McKellen, Viggo Mortensen, Orlando Bloom, John Rhys-Davies, Hugo Weaving, Liv Tyler, Billy Boyd, Miranda Otto, Cate Blanchett, Carl Urban, and of course the master of performance capture himself, Andy Serkis. I'm sure there are like 100 other names that I left off there, but this would just be way too long. So the Fellowship of the Ring has broken. Faramir is dead, Merry and Pippin have been captured by a band of orcs, and they have been given chase from Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, while Frodo and Sam continue their journey towards Mount Doom to destroy the Ring of Power. And at the center of this second chapter of the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the country of Rohan, which is a country of man who are also known as the Horse Lords. While they are a small country, they can still turn the tide in the coming war with the forces of Mordor and the world of men. So the White Wizard Saruman sends his orc forces to the Rohirrim stronghold Helm's Deep to extinguish the Rohan. And Frodo and Sam realize that they are being followed by the pitiful, strange creature known as Gollum, who is looking to take back the precious for himself. So this is part 2 of one of my favorite trilogies of all time. The Lord of the Rings was a big event movie that I waited for almost my entire time in high school. Well, actually, it was most of middle school and then freshman year of high school. Wow. I can't believe it's been that long. And I remember reading J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit in elementary school. And I'd probably say it's one of my favorite novels ever. But I had not read The Lord of the Rings until I saw the first one, The Fellowship of the Ring, which was just amazing and incredible for me upon first watching. You have all these different species coming together to form a troop that goes out to destroy evil in the world. It's a D&D kid's wet dream. So after I saw the first Lord of the Rings film, I immediately went home and I started reading all 3 books. Very, very dense reading, but they were still awesome. And I'll say that when I was watching this movie, the first thing I was looking forward to was Gollum. Andy Serkis, the king of performance capture himself, brings this high-pitched, weird, strange little character to life. Well, I guess technically Smeagol as well. He's schizophrenic, by the way. This guy's just got a lot of problems. And he used to be a creature very similar to a hobbit, but now he's just been reduced down to a creature that walks on all 4s. He maybe has 6 teeth, he's balding like crazy, and I guess his penis is probably super, super small because there ain't no budge in that little tiny tunic. But this character is just so fascinating to watch. You're just sucked in to his consciousness and trying to figure out what he's going to do next. And also just trying to figure out how this dude operates. And then speaking from a technical aspect, the character Gollum is probably one of the biggest jumps forward when it comes to visual effects and performance capture. Definitely within the past decade from when this film came out. And it's such a huge leap forward that whenever you see performance capture now in film, more than likely Andy Serkis has something to do with it. Whether he's physically doing it himself, or he's supervising, or just giving tips on how to do it well. The man's physicality is just brilliant, and it's amazing to see it here. But probably what this film is most widely known for is its Helm's Deep battle. This battle is so much fun, and from what I remember, it was the best part of the book, too. And it was probably such a pain to shoot. Well, just with all the rain, being wet all the time, and then being at, freezing at like 3 or 4 in the morning. If I was cast, I'd probably still do it. But I love the different stages of this battle. First, they have the battle at the wall that they paid for themselves, and then the wall explodes, and then we have the rough and tumble hand-to-hand combat scene in the courtyard. Then we have the battle at the main gate, and then the main stronghold, until finally the last few survivors decide to ride out into the sea of orcs for death and glory. For Rohan, for your people. The sun's rising. Look to my coming. At first light on the 5th day. At dawn, look to the east. Okay, I need to stop, or I'm just gonna keep going. But the thing that makes this battle so memorable is our chemistry between our 3 heroes. The friendship that they have with each other is so apparent, and you love seeing it on screen. And plus, they kept the body counting part from the book, which was one of my favorite parts, and I was so relieved to see it into the film. Plus, Legolas also does this badass surfer maneuver where he slides down on a shield on the stairs in Helm's Deep. It's just fire and air. They're just so cool. And another aspect that I love about this film is its use of practical effects. Just the amount of detail that went into making the Helm's Deep structure, or Edoras, the capital of Rohan, the armor, the weapons. It was just all so detailed, and the majority of it was real. And I've said this before, if you have practical effects, if you have real-life weaponry and real-life armor on, there's a tangibility to it that makes the audience feel more connected to the people on the screen. That's one of the biggest reasons why there was such a disconnect between the Hobbit trilogy and the fans. They used so much CGI that it kind of felt like a cartoon at times. Not saying that this movie didn't have CGI, of course it did, and at the time, oh my God, it was beautiful. And actually the majority of it still holds up today. I'll tell you what doesn't hold up though, is all the stuff with Treebeard. I'll be honest, that looks like crap now. And you can almost see the green screen behind Merry and Pippin's hair. I didn't notice it when I first watched it. I will mention one thing that I did notice when I first watched this movie, and it bothered me then just as much as it bothers me today. There are times in this film where the picture is flipped horizontally, and you can always tell when that happens by the change in the direction of the elvish cloak leaf pin right here, and then also the way that Legolas's quiver is going. It just randomly flips back and forth. I never understood why director Peter Jackson made this decision. I'm guessing that it was to be accurate with the position of the sun in the sky to what was happening. It was so noticeable to me then as it is now. It's like they weren't even trying. But other than those couple of nitpicks, The Two Towers is a great continuation to one of the greatest film trilogies of all time. Kind of thinking about it in retrospect, our characters, I guess, really don't go anywhere. Like at the beginning, Frodo and Sam are walking to Mount Doom, and then by the end of the movie, they're still walking to Mount Doom. But we do get a great monologue from Samwise Gamgee at the end of the film where he talks about why we should keep going forward. Because there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for. It was a little Irish, I apologize, but I love that speech. But the battle scenes are kick-ass and the practical effects are so detailed, it just bumps up the level of this film. I guess when I rank this movie against the other two in the trilogy, I'd probably put this one at 3rd place, but that still means that it's a fantastic film. It's just that the other two, I think, are just that much better. But I definitely recommend revisiting The Two Towers, and if you've never seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy, definitely start from Fellowship of the Ring, and then just sit back and relax and enjoy The Two Towers. So I'm gonna give The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I think I see blue. He looks glorious.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my video where I randomly select which movie I'm watching next. Let's take a look. Ooh, that's a dark, depressing one. Amistad, give us us free. I remember watching scenes of this film, I think in like 7th grade, but I was way too young at the time to realize what was going on. From what I remember, this film is about a small group of Africans that were taken from their homeland and sold into slavery over here in the United States. But then their ship is captured, there's a bunch of trials about determining whose property, I guess, the Africans are, which, gosh, you say that and you just hear how sick that is. People are people. They are not possessions. You shouldn't have to sell them or determine whose property they are. This, I think, is one of the forgotten Spielberg films. No one really mentions this one when it comes to his filmography. So I am super pumped to watch it again, and we'll check it out next time. So everyone, have you seen The Two Towers? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below. Let me know what you thought about it. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. And make sure you stay tuned for my Journey to Episode 100 and Beyond series, where from episode 71 to 100, I'm going to be going over a 30 movies a day listing. All of these will be released leading up to episode 100, so please stay tuned for that. So everyone, I will see you next time with my movie review of Amistad. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.